How's it going, everybody? It is Sean, or the Armchair Coach. Welcome to episode 19 of UTSA Dynasty. This could very well be the very last of this series. We have 4 regular season games awaiting us, and then postseason play. We're going to get right into things here with recruiting. And looking at things here in recruiting, it looks like we are pretty much in good shape for everyone that we are still going after. We've got plenty of commitments at this point in the season, so we're not really worried about the recruiting side of the game. Let's just get into these last few games of the regular season, starting with one of the most important games of this series. I don't think we can consider this series a complete success unless we can finally take down Texas in a football game. Here's our opportunity to do so. All right, we've got home cooking today with Texas in attendance, trying to get their 5th win, I believe, over our program here. Is it finally time for us to step up and take them down? I'm pretty sure we can do it. It only took us 7 years and 7 different football teams to do so, but we'll call it the first try if we manage to get it done here today. First opportunity of the game is going to be a 3rd and 5. We've got Stephen Braxton back there. Unfortunately, we'll be seeing a lot of him for the next couple weeks with Joey Escalante suffering from a torn labrum. Good start to the drive there, able to pick up the first, finding ourselves in the red zone here with 1st and 10. Sending the tight end in motion. We're going to fake the run, and we're going to throw this one away before things get too bad. Play broke down very quickly there. Could not see any time to throw the ball. 2nd and 10, we're going to try to get the run game established. Jarek Boyman stuffed in the backfield for a loss of a yard. Not going to be an easy task to push the ball down the field on these Longhorns. So on 3rd and 10, we're prepared to kick the field goal. If Greg Fala could just put the ball on the target, like 45% of the time, we'd be in such great shape, but instead he continually cannot lead the ball for the receiver. So instead of what should have been 7 points on a wide open touchdown pass is instead only going to be 3. 3rd and 2, inside Texas territory again, however, Texas able to stuff that one in the backfield. They want us to go for it here on 4th and short. I'm game to do so. And we're going to drop back to pass. Sammy Antoine wide open across the field, and he is gone. That is a touchdown for our electric quick receiver there. I mean, trying to find all of the adjectives in the dictionary to describe what he can do with the ball in his hands. Texas still not finding any scores here early. 10-0 with a 3rd and inches opportunity. A handoff to Jarek Boyman, who was able to burst through the hole, pick up the first down. Not able to dump the Texas defender. No problems in the sim today for our offense, as once again we are in the Texas red zone. Gonna drop back to pass. Tight end wide open there, and will walk in. It is a 17-0 lead here early. The first quarter was the last moment we had, and as you can see, it is deep into the 3rd quarter now. And the score is 24-7 us. Not a lot happened in the end of the first half, apparently, as we're going to take over in the red zone. Handoff to Stephen Braxton and fire into the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, my goodness. That was an insane run. I mean, Stephen Braxton's really carrying the weight here for Joey Escalante being out. Texas with a 4th and 2 inside our red zone here, trying to step up and stuff the run, but they will get across the first down line. Texas able to finally put another touchdown on the board here, but we are in their territory on 3rd and 1 with a chance to put more points on the board. We're going to fake the handoff there, find the tight end, and pick up the first down. Good pass from Gregory Fala on the run. And with a red zone opportunity here, we'll step back in the offensive reins. Let's continue to let Stephen Braxton get some carries here. You know, I'm really happy with the product he's put out when he's stepped up for these carries. For someone so slow, you would think that we wouldn't have the kind of success we've had with him, but he's not really produced some good results there. Not so much that time, as Texas will drop him for a loss. So coming into the 4th quarter now, 3rd and goal, plenty of time, or plenty of plenty of a lead in this game is what I was trying to go for, as we will throw that one out of the back of the end zone with nothing opening up. Lots of room to breathe, so I'm not pressured to kick or go for it here on 4th and goal, and we'll just kick the short field goal to give us a bigger lead. I believe it's a 21-point lead now, as we are once again in Texas's red zone. That sequence on the last drive, you guys are going to know what sequence it is. That was really a struggle as Jarek Boyman's got the edge. He's going to try to put a man in the ground with the stiff arm, but eventually dragged down at the 2-yard line. It's 1st and goal. High intensity and excitement means that I flub more words there, as Jarek Boyman will only pick up nothing that time. He picks up a whole nothing on that carry. 2nd and goal here. Let's continue to rely on our pass game, which seems to be the more effective option against Texas, as we'll throw this one away. And 3rd and goal will have to be a much better try from us. Texas has really clamped up here this time. We're going to have to really be looking for an opportunity. Let me know where the opportunity was, because it sure didn't appear. It's 4th and goal. We'll kick another field goal here. Like I said, we're up so much in this game. I think we're comfortable just taking points when they're available, and it'll be 37-13. So getting only, I think, our 2nd defensive moment of the game here, as it's 4th and 10 for Texas in our territory. Coming out in the shotgun, most likely looking to pass, as we're going to drop into coverage. Try to play the middle of the field, keep them from throwing one deep on us, and we're going to come down with that one with one of our safeties. I'm not exactly sure which one that is, but that is an interception to maybe help seal this game for our team, as that was Chuck Rudolph getting the interception, a cornerback that really hasn't gotten much time to shine in his career here at UTSA. Another 4th and 7 opportunity for Texas. We got to step up on defense once again. Can we get another turnover here, as they're going to look over the middle of the field, and we'll knock that out with cone ahead. So good defense from our team, and that is a sealed victory against Texas. It took 7 seasons, but we are finally victors in this football game. Stats-wise, Greg Fala, 20 of 29 today for 287 and 3 touchdowns. Jarek Boyman was 16 carries for 91 yards, and Stephen Braxton put up 10 carries for 53 yards of his own and a touchdown. Good game out of both of those guys. Sammy Antoine continues to break out as a star here. 7 catches for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. And our tight ends, or mostly Glenn Thomas here, really picking up the slack today. 6 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown on his side. Defensively, getting a few tackles for loss, only a sack, but 4 interceptions from our defense today. Had Texas's offense in hell through the air. So on to next week now, with finally a victory against Texas under our belt. Okay, our next matchup is against Auburn. Should be slightly less, I would say concerning, but the Texas game was far from concerning here. However, shouldn't be nearly as concerning to walk into as the Texas game, which definitely means we're going to be surprised by what Auburn does to us on the road. All right, we are here in Auburn, Alabama, trying to take down the Auburn Tigers. We've done so before, and I believe we'll be able to do so again. I've got faith in our football program, the way we've been playing here later on in the season. We've definitely overcome the slow start in the first few weeks we've had, I think. First opportunity will be on offense on our own 8-yard line here, as we step out with Greg Fala with Stephen Braxton in the backfield, and he will be taking this first carry from scrimmage. Picks up a gain of 8. And on 2nd down, I want to continue to build our identity through the run here to start. We had plenty of success through the pass game last week, so I really want to help establish our run game, because I know it's not nearly as effective without Joey Escalante on the field. So establishing it now is as important as it's ever been, because if we don't establish it now, or don't try to establish it now, we're just going to be doomed for the rest of the ball game. Auburn's going to be able to tee off on our passing game, but if we set up the run game, we can do things like we just did that time with Sammy Antoine. See you later. 6 for 6. There's that electric speed. If we can't get it on the ground, let's find it through the air. So after that huge pass play, We have a 4th and 3 for Auburn here. They're just inside our territory, and they're going to look to pass on 4th and short. Going to look over the middle, and Devon Ruggs is there to knock that one out. Way to read the quarterback's intentions there by me. Give me the trophy. I don't know what the middle linebacker trophy is. I think it's the Outland. No, it can't be the Outland trophy. Either way, Jarek Boyman with a quick rushing touchdown here to make this one 14-0 early. And Auburn will find a field goal, but we will get the ball back on offense in their territory once again. It is 3rd and 8, however, so passing game is going to be what we look to, and we're going to get rushed immediately. It looks like our right tackle probably lost right off the line, so nothing doing for us on that opportunity. Do get the ball back very quickly here with a red zone trip. Starting from the 14, we're going to hand off to Jarek Boyman. He's got some space out on the edge, and we'll try to make someone miss, not so much. 1st and goal, though, on the 5. And we're going to run this play-action slants play. Snipe one into Sammy Antoine, who catches it through the contact. Not something he's necessarily known for, but he does manage to do so there. And after a Auburn field goal, once again in their red zone here, 21-6, as it's 7 and 30 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Gonna hand off to Boyman again. Gets slapped at like the 5-yard line. Holy cow, that was a big hit. Big hit when you consider Jarek Boyman's size and ability to run through guys anyway. 2nd and goal, Jarek Boyman again gonna get the handoff here, and he's gonna carry an Auburn defender across the goal line. So we have a big lead here against Auburn. We knew that we had the ability to take over this game, and luckily the team has decided to come out and do just that today. In the red zone for a 5th time, what it feels like today, on the 3-yard line with 1st and goal, Stephen Braxton going to take it for us. Only 2 that time. Really getting whatever we want on offense this game. You know, we can run a read option here, and I'm sure we could probably find some success putting the ball through with Greg Falla just like that. So really doing whatever we want on offense. Defense doing what they need to do, which is get us some stops. Auburn finally getting into red zone territory as it's 4th and 7, however. And they're going to throw one up deep. Is Jay Tutt going to go up and get it? He sure is. And we'll just take the knee in the end zone there. And that is a big turnover for the defense. All sides of the football coming to play at their best today. In Auburn's red zone again, not really feeling the pressure to score points, but why not try to go down and get some more? Sammy Antoine with a quick catch and run to pick up a 1st and goal. So now we'll turn to the run game that's been so successful inside these short yardage scenarios. And Jarek Boyman's going to go try to pick up a couple for us. Unable to really find any space that time, but I'm not afraid to go back to it on 2nd. Okay, well, seeing how banged up Jarek Boyman is maybe makes me a little bit scared. Unable to find the space there on 2nd and goal either. I mean, why not try to rifle one in on 3rd down? It looks like they might be bringing some pressure from the outside edge, and that will be a quick pass and catch to is it Josh Bethel? Yeah, Josh Bethel for the touchdown, and this game is over. Very quick action in this game, I feel like. We were just rifling touchdowns left and right there. As Greg Falla goes 15 of 22 for 245 and 3 touchdowns. On the ground, Jarek Boyman really doing the heavy lifting today with 24 carries for 130 yards and 2 scores. Greg Falla also putting a score in of his own. Sammy Antoine continues to just have big game after big game here. 7 catches for 158 and 2 touchdowns. Josh Bethel also getting that late touchdown and putting 4 catches into the game of his own record. Taylor Clinton just not really finding success here lately, which is a little bit sad to see. Defensively, getting into Auburn's backfield just a little bit, getting a few tackles for loss and a couple sacks today, and only 1 interception there, big one from Jay Tutt, and a couple fumbles. So keeping Auburn at bay as we move on to the second to last football game of the regular season. All right, so 2 weeks have passed here since Week 10 was a bye week for us, and as you can see, we have a verbal from Levonta Davis. Happy to allow him to come into our program, and we have 4 recruits coming to visit us today as we take on an Arkansas team that we will be seeing for the first time. We'll check out what's going on in this game here in just a second. I will take a look at recruiting first. All right, so all of our recruiting pitches have been confirmed. Everyone's looking in good shape, which means that all we've got to do this week is take down Arkansas at home with some of these recruits in attendance. So let's hop in and take care of business today. All right, we've got our spicy alternates on today. We got the blackout unis on as we take on Arkansas at home. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is our last SEC matchup of the season. So critical that we take care of business here and officially lock ourselves into a conference title shot, as you might have been able to see as we will complete that one to Stephen Montgomery for the first, that a certain someone is back in our backfield this week, which we are extremely excited about. Joey Escalante has recovered from his torn labrum and is going to get the carry here on first down. Still looking banged up, however, as he'll pick up 6 that time. I did take a look at the injury report to see how everyone else was looking, and it looks like we are going to be missing Kona Head for the rest of the season. I don't know what happened after that big hit that we saw as I dropped the ball with Taylor Clinton. You didn't see that. But unfortunately, it looks like he fractured his shoulder blade, which I'm pretty sure is a season-ending injury in most cases, and especially for him at the end of the season. So unfortunately, that is not the kind of end of the season we were hoping to have for him, as we'll try to come out on fourth down and maybe pick up a touchdown, as we will find Taylor Clinton that time on the run. We're up 7-0 early. But you always hate to see a guy like that who's contributed so heavily to your program end up going out like that. I believe he is a senior, so this is his last year being able to compete for a title. Moving on from that, though, it's 1st and 10 here inside Arkansas's red zone, as we'll hand off to Stephen Braxton again. I'm assuming he's going to continue to get a lot of carries here, as Joey Escalante seems to be banged up again already. Yeah, he's already looking banged up just after getting off the injury list here. 2nd and 8 here, going to look to pass. Nothing open, so we're going to try to get rid of the ball. Time ran out a lot faster than I would hope on that play. Going to have to find it on 3rd and 8 now. Still looking through the air as Taylor Clinton's open short, can't outrun the Arkansas defender, but still falls forward across the first down sticks. Now, if Arkansas challenge that, they might win. That's not our problem. We're going to try to score the football here on 1st and goal with a Jarek Boyman carry. He cuts across, makes the Arkansas defenders miss, and he is going to score. Arkansas puts up a touchdown on their next drive. We've got the ball back here. It's 3rd and 7 for us. Right on the 50-yard line as Josh Bethel's going to go in motion there, and we're going to find him short because the pressure was coming from Arkansas. We'll get a 4th and inches opportunity, I'm pretty certain here, to try to pick this one up. You know that we will come out and try to pick it up on the ground. However, they are coming out in press, which you know means, or you know what that means. More often than not, what we are trying to accomplish is a deep shot down the field to one of our most talented big catch receivers, and that is Taylor Clinton coming down with a big catch for a touchdown. I mean, he really got plenty of separation right off the line there if you watched him the whole way. One thing leads to another, and we get the score. It's 21-7. Arkansas's got the ball 4th and 2, sending their running back in motion. And they're going to fire one short, pick up the first, and Jesus, man. Poor safety got carried 5 yards backwards on that one. Arkansas manages to score. It's 21-14 here. 2-minute drill for our offense. We're pretty adept at being able to score the football quickly, as we'll pick up a big chunk on our first play. No better opportunity for us to prove how efficient our offense is than by scoring a quick touchdown here. Arkansas kind of layering the short game that time, unable to find much, as we'll only pick up 3. It's 2nd and 7. Still looking for a big play perhaps, as Taylor Clinton wide open over the middle is going to lay out for that one. Maybe a little unnecessarily if you ask me. But it is 1st down inside the 30-yard line of Arkansas. Going to keep relying on our pass game. Hasn't let us down so far, but the offensive line will let us down that time. I don't even know if I could say the offensive line let us down there. We'll call a timeout. Letting too much time get off the clock at this point. Couldn't find anything, tried to scramble, and just couldn't get out of the pocket before Arkansas's defensive line managed to get back there and take us down. 2nd and 16, we're going to drop back. Maybe it's time for another shot there. And Taylor Clinton is able to pull that one down. Unfortunately, he is out of bounds. That would have been insane. 3rd and 16, we're going to try to find something in the air. We know how hard it's going to be to pick this up. However, Taylor Clinton coming up big 2 plays in a row. We'll call the timeout after that big catch to give ourselves a chance to catch our breath before the next play. What a route from our big-bodied receiver there. Taylor Clinton really showing that he's not just a big catch guy, as we'll find Sammy Antoine short and pick up. This should have been a first down. That was across the line, but they'll call it 2nd and inches. And on 2nd and inches, we're in the shotgun again. We're going to look to pass. Nothing open, and there was a lot going on there. What is going on with Greg Fala? Oh, okay. So I don't know what's going on with Greg Fala's face, but he's not human. That's terrifying. I'm not going to think about that too hard for the rest of the game here. It's 3rd and inches. We're going to drop back to pass, and that one's going to be stuffed. It's 4th and inches from the 1. 9 seconds to go on the half. You know we're going to come out and go for it, right? Of course we're going to come out and go for it. We leave all of our cards on the table every game, and Taylor Clinton lets us down, unfortunately, that time. So unable to stretch this to a 2-score game, and we'll have a defensive opportunity as Arkansas has kept themselves in this game so far. It's still 21-14. 3rd quarter is coming to a close, so they're going to have to try to get some scores in quick order, but the defensive line steps up and forces an incompletion. So 2nd and 10 here. Really surprising that Arkansas, of all the teams that we've played here down the stretch, is the one that's giving us the hardest time, as they'll pick up 7 on 2nd down. All right, so 3rd and 3 for the Razorbacks. Running back in motion here. Dropping back to pass, looking over the middle, finding the tight end, or the receiver, I guess, over the middle. 1st and goal for Arkansas. Tried to get into the backfield, try to keep the coverage as long as we could. Unfortunately, not getting enough push here, as we will get in the backfield that time to stop the run for a loss. But they have over 100 yards rushing today, which is definitely a problem, and probably a big part of the reason why they are still in this ball game here, as they will look to the short game on 2nd and goal, and we will take that pass down in the backfield. However, it looks like George Buffelli is going to be banged up on that play. 3rd and goal in the shotgun now. We've got man coverage out on the field. They're throwing it short, and that's taken down well behind the line by D'Angelo Daly. 4th and goal. George Buffelli just has some leg cramps. Get him a banana, because monkey never cramps. You know how what's his face from the Blue Jays forever ago said.
What happened?
Just crap.
Just a cramp?
Yeah, just crap.
So you told me what can you eat to help you make you feel better?
Bananas.
Yeah. Why bananas?
Monkeys never craps.
So Arkansas really putting up the performance in this game and managing to take the lead before our next offensive opportunity. Greg Fala still's got the weird facial thing going on. I don't know what's going on with that. Can't pick up the first that time, and I don't know why he didn't let us go for it on 4th. Luckily, they'll give us the ball back inside of Arkansas's red zone here. And on 1st down, we'll hand to Joey Escalante. So many J sounds on this roster. It's just so hard to switch between them all. 2nd and 6 here, still going to keep trying to run the ball. Joey Escalante with the edge and the touchdown. It's just too easy when he gets out into space. We can just turn the burners on and leave the defense in the dust. Next opportunity is a defensive moment here on a 3rd and 9. Empty backfield for Arkansas as they're going to dump this short to their running back, and Devon Ruggs will stop them after a gain of 5. They are going to go for it here on a 4th and 4. We're going to adjust our play to a zone coverage play. Want them to beat us with their best player if they're going to do it. sending the heat as they are looking downfield, and we knock it out with D'Angelo Daly. Big play from our star cornerback to force the incompletion, and we have a 1st and 10 in Arkansas territory. Great time to continue trying to put some points on the board, help seal this game, and make the result look better for the recruits. I don't know. If it's me, I feel like I'm more impressed if I'm watching the team that's recruiting me in a close victory rather than a blowout. I don't know. That's just my opinion anyway. But Arkansas is going to call their 2nd timeout there after Joey Escalante picks up the big 1st down. So Arkansas actually is out of timeouts. Thought that was their 2nd. It is their 3rd. So we can control this clock all the way to the end as Joey Escalante almost takes it all the way across the goal line on the 1st carry there. Gonna run the clock some, but we are definitely going to try to pile this one across the goal line, give ourselves some cushion late in this ball game, as Jarek Boyman will do just that. And Arkansas turned the ball over quickly on their next drive, which means that this ball game is over. We could try to push for the blowout bonus. I just don't think we need that today. Greg Fala has a normal face here in the post-game stats as he was 20 of 36 for 275 and 2 touchdowns today. Throwing the ball a lot, just not with a ton of success maybe. Joey Escalante, great return, 16 carries for 121 yards and a touchdown. Jarek Boyman, 5 for 23 and 2. Taylor Clinton, 9 catches for 160 yards today, so really finally returning to his dominant form in this game. Sammy Antoine, 4 catches for 39 of his own. On defense, getting quite a few tackles for loss today as Brian Hooks, I guess, got hurt. He did put up a couple of sacks and a couple of interceptions and no fumbles from our defense today. So as we head into our last regular season matchup, hopefully our roster isn't too banged up. Our defense is definitely looking like it is in worse shape than usual. All right, last game of the regular season. We're on the road to take on Tennessee. Tennessee looks like they've got a football team that should be able to keep up with us all game long. Let's see what ends up happening today. Okay, so on the road today in Tennessee, taking on the Volunteers. We know how hard it will be to take down an SEC opponent on their home turf. There is just a extra level of intensity to a ball game of this nature. So with that being said, it's time for the moments. Let's see who comes out on top. Tennessee getting a quick start here, but they are stifled here on a 3rd and 16 in our territory. Let's step up, get a big stop here early for the defense. They throw the tunnel screen, and the tunnel collapses on their receiver, and we get a big stop. So Tennessee only able to get 3 on their first opportunity. They do have the ball again, as we'll have to come out and defend a 3rd and 4. We're going to hand off this time, and we're going to step back there with George Buffelli and get that in the backfield to force a stop. So keeping Tennessee at bay here early. Offense not really coming alive in response, however. And we're going to try to find something through the air here on 3rd and 7. We're going to look. Taylor Clinton open perhaps and can't hang on, as I guess the contact made the bar go a little haywire, as I almost thought I had that time. Unable to find it, but we are finally in the red zone here. It's 1st and 10. Crowd's making it hard to know the play that we called, so we're going to keep relying on the run game in a situation like that, right? It's better for us to call a run and not pick up a bunch rather than call a pass and have no idea where to throw the ball. I do not want to become this, or have this become, I've forgotten what button the receiver's number is, simulator. As we can see, we can't really see what's going on here with the play art on 3rd down, but Sammy Antoine is wide open in the end zone, and that is a touchdown. So we have a 7-3 lead here early in Tennessee's red zone once again. Oh, we scored another touchdown. I guess I don't know when that happened, but it's 14-3 here, as we will be on the 9. If you're confused about why I sometimes just don't see the score, it's because I want you to imagine, right, you've got your monitor that you look at, and you've got your score bug down there on the bottom that's got the score. And then for me, since I'm recording and talking into the microphone, my microphone's right in front of my face, which also happens to make it sit right in front of that score bug. So Taylor Clinton's going to pull in a big touchdown, put that ball in the perfect spot for him. but my mic ends up blocking the score sometimes if I'm like not like leaning one side or another to see around. So anyway, it's 21-6 here as we will have a long field goal opportunity right before halftime. And we will try to line this one up and put it through. It is long enough and it is good. So a 24-6 lead here at halftime on the road. But yeah, that's something I started doing with my microphone in some of my more recent videos, just to make sure that my voice is loud and clear, and that when I'm like moving between my screens to do stuff, like my voice isn't just like getting super faint because I'm getting like super far away from where my mic is sitting at. Once again, a little look under the hood of the armchair coach there. Inside Tennessee's red zone, once again in the 11-yard line, to be specific. And we're going to stay on the 11-yard line as we're going to get dropped for what it says is a loss, but I don't think we actually end up losing much of anything that time. 2nd and 11 here. I'm feeling just so risky today. Why not? Taylor Clinton is putting the Volunteers through hell with his ability to win contested catches. And we are a 31-6 leader in this ball game. Out here with another 3rd and long opportunity on offense. We're going to come out. Sammy Antoine open short, and we'll try to use that speed to get to the line. Not quite. It's 4th and inches. But you know how this game works. If you get close enough, you'll get the opportunity to go for it on 4th, and that's what we'll do. Lined up in the pistol, Joey Escalante behind us. Use that burst. Go pick up a yard, young man. Go pick up more than a yard even. Go pick up a score, as we will get inside of Tennessee's 10, not quite to the goal line that time. Imagine if he had just that little bit of extra speed to really take him away from defenders. So 1st and goal for us here. And we're going to try to start with the RPO. We'll hand it off as there was nothing open passing-wise. I feel like there's almost never anything open on these RPO passes. So 2nd and goal here. First play of the 4th quarter now. In the pistol, going to try to find it through the air. Wrong button that I just pushed. Was looking for Taylor Clinton. Pressed the wrong button. Disappointing. Forgot what button it is, franchise. There it is. And 3rd and goal for us now. We're going to drop back to pass once again. Going to roll out. Nothing popping open, but there's plenty of running space for Greg Fala to take it across himself. And we are putting this game away pretty comfortably, I have a feeling. 4th and 4 for the Tennessee offense here as the game is getting late. They're going to look to pass on 4th and short, try to pick it up. Tight end over the middle is open, and they will indeed find it. But their quarterback has struggled today, throwing 3 interceptions, it looks like. Finally able to get it into our territory, but it is 4th and 8 now. Looking to pass, trying to pick up something. He's going to roll. He's going to step up to run. Devon Ruggs is there, and that is a turnover on downs. That should just about end this ball game, but we still do have a little bit of time on the clock. I'll run this baby out, and I'll see you with the final score. And with that, we are able to conclude our SEC play this year undefeated, 12-0 in conference as we finish 41-6 today. Greg Fala, 20 of 31 for 260 and 4 touchdowns. A great game out of him. Not much being produced on the ground. A touchdown from Greg Fala alone. But through the air, plenty of success for Sammy Antoine and Taylor Clinton. 2 catches for touchdowns for each of them. On the defensive side, Donnie Redfield stepping up, getting 3 tackles for losses and 2 sacks as well. 3 interceptions, like we mentioned earlier in the game, for our defense. No forced fumbles, but a great showing against a great opponent in Tennessee. And now we will take on whoever awaits us in the conference championship game. And now we have a verbal commitment from Matthew Mauk as we've advanced another week with a bye week in our way. And still looking good for everyone in recruiting. Like I said, we're still waiting to see who we're playing, and it's going to be a matchup against LSU. Who would have guessed that we'd have to play LSU again? And we will try to take them down in the conference title game here soon. All right, another week advanced. Deion Chun is now a hard commitment. Just about done with recruiting, if we're being honest, right? We've gotten everything we've needed in this cycle, and we're hoping that we won't even be able to see these players play because this will be our last season at the helm. However, a big-time matchup against LSU awaits us. Are we going to be able to take them down and become conference champions? They got the best of us last year. Can we overcome it this year? SEC championship game time. We've got probably one of the toughest opponents you could possibly face in a situation like this. They've gotten the better of us every time, or the last time we played them anyway. We beat them in the national championship for our first title, but they will want to take us down again. We want revenge for losing the title game last year. Whose will be more powerful today? Out on offense for our first opportunity, it is a 3rd and 5 inside LSU territory. Joey Escalante gonna help carry the load in this championship matchup. Looks like he's already had a big run earlier in the drive to set us up with this opportunity. 1st and 10 from the 15 inside LSU's red zone. Stephen Braxton will take it for 3. If we can keep LSU having to try to keep up with our run game, might be beneficial, right? Oh, I hit the pause button there because I'm just so pissed off that I threw that ball. That was an absolute horrid read to make. I thought that he was going to play deeper coverage than that, so I tried to throw it short and just didn't work out. So unfortunately, we don't walk away with any points on our first opportunity, and we're not going to walk away with any on this one either. Just really struggling to find offense early on in this game. Luckily, LSU's having some of the same troubles here as with 5 minutes to go in the second half. In the second quarter, there's 0 points on the board for either team here as they'll snap it on a 3rd and long. We will be there. How can we not bring this receiver down for 5+ yards, guys? He's 5'8", dude. Tackle the dude to the ground. 3rd and 7 for LSU. I'm getting irritated in this game already because I can feel the kind of game it might be. D'Angelo Daly's going to pick that off, though. So LSU will not get any points that time. D'Angelo Daly stepping up huge on defense. It looks like LSU finally managed to break through and score a touchdown to give themselves a lead. We'll have a 2-minute drill opportunity on offense before halftime. Not much time before halftime as there's less than 1.5 minutes on the clock and unable to get much on first down as I kept running into more people. Trying to break out into the space, and unfortunately Joey Escalante is just so fast that he ends up running into everybody instead of actually breaking free. 3rd and 2 here. Our formation isn't really conducive to getting big chunks, so nothing going on. And I'm gonna go for it here in our own territory late in this first half. And Joey Escalante is gonna find the first just barely after really forcing his way through the line. And on 1st and 10 here, we're gonna look to pass again. Gonna find Glenn Thomas short. But this is the kind of passing game we're talking about today. You know, we've got no success so far throwing anything that's longer than a few yards down the field because this LSU defense is very tough. But can Taylor Clinton come up big? Not quite. Thought that might have been in the zone. Not quite. Not quite. 3rd and 2 here. Still trying to find some sort of chunk to get us in decent territory. We'll take a timeout after picking up the first there. Yeah, everything that we are able to find and get some amount of completion yardage on is just below 5 yards down the field. I mean, and I'll take that if we have to, but it's going to be tough. Our offense has relied on big plays here and there to keep us, at an elite level of play as Taylor Clinton is open and gone. The only reason that big play happened is because 2 LSU corners get stuck on each other. LSU is now on our 1-yard line in the 3rd quarter because we gave up a huge run. Don't know if you guys saw that, but I sure did. And Jay Tutt is able to take down that RPO in the backfield for a loss. 2nd and goal. On the 3-yard line, quarterback in the shotgun, heat coming on our end. And they'll hand off, and we will take him down in the backfield again. 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal, they're handing off to the running back again, and Devon Ruggs is there to make this 4th and goal. They're playing this wide splits that I fucking hate when teams play because I can't see anything to the sides of the screen. They're going to throw one up, and come on. There is no way you don't give me any chance to get that. I'm in the spot. How much better do I need to play that to have a chance to actually catch the ball? And, of course, LSU's right back into our territory because we had a turnover on offense, I'm sure. It's 2nd and 2 now. Trying to keep my composure despite the fact that we just can't beat this team, apparently, whenever we play. And we shoot ourselves in the foot with how we execute. Like, I genuinely don't know what else I could have done on that play to prevent a touchdown. Should I have just pressed A to play the receiver instead? Maybe I don't end up giving up a score. LSU's playing this weird play before the end of the clock, and okay. You can't be serious, dude. You can't be serious. There is no way they are able to just, oh, we're going to magically change to the one play that's going to beat everything you've planned. Red zone opportunity, and yep, this is going to be the theme of this game, is just unable to find any sort of success on the ground. It's a 2nd and goal from the 3. We've just been stifled offensively this game, apparently. Nothing on the ground again that time. And on 3rd and goal, we're going to have to try to find one on the run. Sammy Antoine holding on in the back of the end zone. And we're still in this game, even if we are struggling. 3rd and 6 for LSU. They've got the receivers out super far wide. I can't even see what's going on with them. They're going to hand off to the running back, however, and he'll only get a yard. And LSU's going to go for it on 4th and 5 here. I mean, what are we talking about? So 4th and 5, we're going to try to, I guess, play some man and keep them from getting to the sticks. Although it looks like we'll get interrupted by the end of the quarter first. And now they're going to come out and kick the field goal on 4th and 5. So they're going to kick a long field goal. It is up, it's pushing left, and it is no good. So the offense will get the ball back here inside of LSU territory. We'll have a chance to pick up this first down on a 3rd and inches. Escalante in the backfield. He can get a yard very quickly as long as there's space, and there is just enough for us to get through and get a first. At this point, we are fighting to just get in the end zone and try to tie the game up here, as it looks like we somehow either missed an extra point or tried to go for 2 earlier and didn't get it. Taylor Clinton will pick up another first for us. Greg Fala had 2 picks today. I mean, one of those was definitely mine. Absolute duck into coverage, but obviously struggling without me controlling him as well. Greg Fala, not a star quarterback. I think I can confidently say that. Joey Escalante, however, star running back, that I can say with confidence. So we're going to keep giving him carries here late in this game to try to help us get back in it. So 1st and goal for the offense here. LSU looking like they're sending some pressure our way. They definitely are, but Taylor Clinton's got just enough space to get in the end zone, and we do not get the 2-point conversion. We have the ball in LSU territory here. It's 3rd and 11, though. Was going to try to come out with my priorities on running the clock, but obviously with us being so deep on this 3rd down, we really have to prioritize picking up some yardage there. We are going for it on 4th and 5. We could kick the field goal and take the lead. I don't think that it's going to be good enough against this football team. And we don't pick it up. I don't regret the decision. Unfortunately, we know that a field goal is not going to be enough to keep this team at bay. Able to step up and get a huge stop with the pressure there on 1st and 10. LSU clearly not content to try to run the ball and force us into using our timeouts, as they will throw it on 2nd and 10 as well. Looking deep down the field, and we will knock that one away. Teddy Duke getting there just in the nick of time to make a play. That receiver was breaking open uncomfortably fast. 3rd and 10 LSU. Looking to pass again over the middle, and we knock it out! D'Angelo Daly with the biggest hit I could possibly have asked for. 4th and 10 with an opportunity to get the ball back and try to win this ball game. Ontarius Haddad is going to take the return, and unfortunately we get no blocks, so we will have a long way to go, but we are going to be in control the whole way down the field. Joey Escalante is going to get this first down carry. We're going to give it to him. He's going to pick up 7. Could have been much more if we had gotten a nice burst of speed. But with him being as banged up as he is, we probably won't be getting much of that burst for the rest of this game. 2nd and 3. We've got 2 minutes still to go down there and get in field goal range. That's all we've got to do. We don't have to go worry about taking the lead with a score or a touchdown. We can just get some chunks of yardage to get us in good shape. Second down, we're going to look to pass. Nobody's coming open. Joey Escalante was supposed to go out on the fucking route. Why did he not go? He's sitting there watching the offensive lineman blocking instead of doing his route. I understand it's a block and go, but he's supposed to go at some point. Thank God for Taylor Clinton. Thank God for Taylor Clinton. Because otherwise, we would have been in very bad shape. Oh my God, these games make me sweat. I'm covered in it. It's cortisol central as we'll hand off to Joey Escalante there. Happy, I think, to let the clock run just a little bit. I'd like to get maybe a little bit closer, a little bit more in the middle of the field, but I think we can do that here with Stephen Braxton on this next play. LSU going to try to prioritize their timeouts now, and it makes me wonder if we should try to pick it up on 3rd and 6 here. I mean, LSU's got a interesting formation out here. This play, I think, is perfect for beating any pressure they send. Oh my God. That was the worst possible scenario. I couldn't find, they just kept getting stuck on each other. They were stuck on each other the whole way. And Taylor Clinton got a touchdown! Oh my goodness. We had to hope on a miracle, and it was delivered to us by Taylor Clinton. And if we can hold strong here, which we are not doing the best at on the first play from scrimmage, oh my God, can our receivers just play, or can our coverage guys play coverage instead of watching guys just go past them in zone? And we will knock that one away with Chuck Rudolph. Wish we could have picked that one off. Felt like we should have. I mean, LSU has to get a touchdown. So, obviously we are in better shape than if they had to get a field goal. However, they are still plenty capable of a shot on us, but Jay Tutt has put it to bed. It is over. We take LSU down. Give me my goddamn SEC championship trophy. Holy shit. Holy shit, holy shit. I apologize for my lack of excitement in this game. This was, oh my God, this was a nightmare. 20 of 31 for 289, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks for Greg Fala today. 160 yards on the ground for Joey Escalante, nothing else going on. Receiving-wise, Taylor Clinton, 10 catches for 211 yards and 3 touchdowns. Talk about stepping up when your team needs you the most. On defense, plenty of success being generated in LSU's backfield. Only a sack, however. A couple of interceptions, but both of them huge for us in the long term. SEC Championship won. It's college football playoff time. All right, so as we reach the next week and the start of the college football playoff, we get a hard commitment from Matthew Malk, and apparently some team came up. Georgia stole Danny Sepulveda from us, so we didn't need a center in this class anyway. Just like irritating that happened unbeknownst to me, under my nose, because I can't even check recruiting. EA loves to do that. They love to steal my recruits from me when I can't do any recruiting. Here in the Heisman Trophy ceremony, we will see who wins here in just a minute. I'll show a player of ours if they happen to come up, but I don't think we're going to see any UTSA Roadrunners here. Okay, so funnily enough, Nick Joe will win the Heisman here, but all of the candidates, I think, except for one, were receivers. We're just living in a world where quarterbacks are not dominating the college football world. As Jay Tutt will win the Chuck Bednarik Award, which I think is that the best defensive player, and he also wins the Nagurski Trophy. We see him also win the Jim Thorpe Award. He did have a fantastic season, so he wins himself quite a few accolades here. All right, so first matchup of the college football playoffs will be us versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a team that we were able to take down earlier on in the season, so I have faith that we will be able to take a shot and win another one against them today. We'll have to hop in here and see. Quarterfinal matchup against an Oklahoma team that has an electric athlete at quarterback. We really struggled to stop the QB run against him when we played him before. And I'm sure it's going to be much more of the same as we hop into the moments here today in the Peach Bowl. First opportunity is going to be defensive. It is a 3rd and 6. We're going to come out and try to stop the pass. And they're going to send one deep down the field. Chuck Rudolph able to knock that one away. Timed it up for the pick, but we'll take them knocking it out. 1st and 10. We will have a big offensive drive here in the first quarter. Going to get to control our offense all the way down the field if we can get there. Escalante stuffed after only 2 on our first run of the drive. It might be hard to find anything offensively today. We've seen against these top-tier SEC opponents that our offense definitely sputters. 3rd and inches here. We've got us in the pistol. Let's try to find the space for Escalante to burst through just like that and get some big yardage for us as he'll pick up a gain of 11, I believe, that time. And 4 on the 42, it'll be 1st and 10. Gonna try to continue using the run game to aid everything else as we'll get a short completion there on 1st and 10. Play action not doing us a bunch of wonders that time, but maybe we try the other way around and go with a pass play action to the run. And the halfback draw, unfortunately, just gets stuck on the offensive line, which means that the defensive lineman is able to just kind of reach through and grab us. 3rd and 9 now. Gonna have to try to find something. Escalante open, can't hang on through the contact. I mean, every time we try to let the CPU control catch, they just drop it. They drop it every single time. But I don't want to sit there and take the risk of, letting it or trying to time it on a catch that they could have gotten and then I fuck it up, It's easier for me to be mad at the CPU for making a mistake rather than myself. So 3rd and 8 for the Sooners here. They're going to throw the RPO. What is that? Oh, damn it. What is this kind of bullshit from my players, dude? You're standing right in front of him, Jay. Go get the ball carrier. Oh, my God. If I throw that pass, we're getting tackled for a loss. But because Oklahoma's throwing it and the CPU's controlling them, they get to have whatever success they want. 1st and 10 now, and it's going to be a 1-yard carry. I forgot we're supposed to be playing the moments. We're not in a moment right now. We will be here. 3rd and 15 on this same drive. Oklahoma in the shotgun, definitely needing to find something at the sticks to move it. And they're going to look to pass. And, oh my God, the receivers are just getting so open. So open, and I'm not even playing man coverage, and I'm getting burnt like we are playing man. What is happening in this game right now? I mean, it's 0-0, but it definitely feels like we are heading towards Oklahoma being in the lead. Do manage to force an incompletion that time, and it looks like Donnie Redfield got a little banged up on that play. Shotgun for Oklahoma on 2nd and 10. They're going to give the running back the ball, and Brian Hooks forces it out, and we dive on it. Definitely wasn't a fumble. Not going to complain because it's benefiting me, though. Oklahoma still keeping us off the scoreboard here. It's a 4th and 4 for them as they are going to go for it here on our side of the field. Keeping the man coverage tight, hopefully. And Jay Tutt, what are you doing? How close do you need to be for a tackle? What is this? What is this? You are standing right there. Grab him. Oh my fucking God, dude. How is he not tackling him as he's catching the football? Oklahoma gets a bullshit touchdown to take the lead. Have the ball again. It's 3rd and 7. And once again, we just can't. We are right there, but not making a play on the football. We're just letting Oklahoma catch these passes, and they're just driving the ball down with no resistance whatsoever from our defense. And our offense, where are they? Because they sure aren't fucking here against Oklahoma. That's for sure. It's 0 points on the scoreboard as Oklahoma will get another one through. Glad to see that the offense finally woke up here. We're in the red zone right as the second half or second quarter is about to end. When will I stop calling the second quarter the second half? It's driving me so mad, dude. Everything is making me so angry. It's probably not in the right headspace to be recording this episode, but I've got to get it out by Friday. Or today, because that's when I'm recording it. I'm recording it so late, that's probably why I'm so stressed out. And we're not able to pick it up. 3rd and goal here. In the pistol, looking for something in the air maybe. Sammy Antoine, guess what? Can't hang on to the contact. Oklahoma's receivers would have fucking held on to it. Not my guys, but Oklahoma's. Every time. Doesn't matter. Taylor Clinton, open, touchdown. Thank God. Holy cow. Forgot we knew how to score the football. We do manage to take the lead here in the second half, and now we've got the ball back in the red zone. I genuinely feel like Nick Saban coaching this team. We're the number 1 team in the country, but boy, do we fucking suck, dude. We suck. We cannot compete against teams that are as good as us. We barely hang on and win by miracles provided by the best players on our team. But the team as a whole should not be a championship-level team. We are elevated by the best players on our roster to cover for the garbage that's the rest of the team. Sammy Antoine able to hang on through contact that time. First down, and it's a 1st and goal at that. Trying to find my inner piece here. Joey Escalante with a carry, only picking up a yard. I mean, we aren't even able to find a yard on the ground in this game right now. Like, how much fun is it that every single snap I run is just getting... Every play I'm running is getting eaten alive by Oklahoma. Totally fine if we were playing Oklahoma 5 years ago, but as a team that should be better than them, I don't know what's happened. We are finally assuming control here in the second half. We've got a 3rd and 5 in Oklahoma territory. It's Jarek Boyman in the backfield for the carry, and he will... I mean, he's getting dragged backwards. It's 4th and inches. Can we be so for real? He was across the line to gain. We're going to go for it here on 4th and inches because I am getting aggressive. I want to put this team to bed, and I want them put to bed immediately. I do not want Oklahoma having any opportunity to get themselves back in this game because we've seen... in cases like the LSU SEC championship game from last year or multiple games this year, teams just love to find a 5th gear in the 4th quarter. We're going to drop back to pass on 1st down. Glenn Thomas is open, and we will pick up a 1st. So big play there from our team to keep us rolling, and we will have a 1st and 10 inside of the Oklahoma red zone. Stephen Braxton going to get the carry here. Plenty of space, just not the speed to really utilize it. It'll be a 2nd and inches. Jarek Boyman checking into the backfield, and he will get a carry here. We're going to give it to him. Going to let him force his way forward, and he'll get to the 3-yard line for a 1st and goal. Boyman still in the backfield here. Escalante probably banged up in this game, and he will get another carry, unable to fit through the space for the score. 2nd and goal. Happy to let the clock run down here, not necessarily dying to score on 1st and goal here, as we will get through on 2nd and goal. It's 28-13. Oklahoma has to go for it here on 4th down to try to stay in the game. Let's go out there and force a critical stop for our offense. They're looking to pass. They've got the route dialed up, but Ramon Menacall knocks it down at the line. And that is a huge play from the transfer product. 1st and 10 inside of Oklahoma's red zone after the big stop. Going to hand it to Stephen Braxton, and we're going to continue to let the clock roll here. Going to even turn shoe clock on probably to make it so Oklahoma has as little time left in this ball game as possible. 2nd and 2, Jarek Boyman in the backfield. He gets a carry, and he gets the 1st. And it looks like an Oklahoma player is going to fake an injury to get themselves a free timeout. Yeah, my ass there, pal. I'm sure you'll be back in 2 plays from now. And on 1st and goal here, Boyman stuffed in the backfield. But even with us losing yardage here, even if we have to kick a field goal, we're just taking time off the clock. So he'll get the ball on 2nd and goal. Same deal, nothing doing. But that's fine. Wasting the clock is our only priority at this point in the game. And we'll hand off to Stephen Braxton once again. Nothing going on. Don't care. We'll let this clock run all the way down to 1 before we let this field goal go. And field goal is up and good. So with 3:29 left, it is a multi-score game. And Oklahoma is once again forced into a 4th-and-1 opportunity in this case. We're going to try to play some man, maybe switch to some press, force them to beat us man-to-man on 4th-and-1. Tony Davis is going to bring down the quarterback. And I think with that one, this one is just about over. We won't need to step in on the red zone opportunity. And it would look like Oklahoma did find a touchdown there at the end of the game, but it doesn't matter. We win this game 38-20. It could have been a lot tougher than it was. Luckily, the team finally woke up in the second half. That first half was frustrating. Greg Fala, only 152 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns. That's not what you want to see. Rushing-wise, plenty of collective success. All 4 of our rushers that we normally see getting involved today and producing decent results. A few touchdowns from them. Through the air today with our quarterback struggling. The receivers also didn't really see a ton. Glenn Thomas getting 8 catches today is probably the most impressive thing. On the defensive side of the ball, getting plenty of pressure into the backfield of Oklahoma. Plenty of tackles for losses. A few sacks today and a big interception from Teddy Duke and a forced fumble from George Pavelli. So, big game to take down Oklahoma. Oklahoma being George Pavelli's former team makes it even more meaningful for him. But we are going to move on to the semifinal now and see who awaits us. College football playoff semifinal, and it'll be against SMU, a team that we have not seen in the college football playoff before. And we haven't even played them in this series. And they are also undefeated coming into this game. If I remember correctly, they stole a recruit from us in the transfer portal, so I want some revenge today. Let's try to have a better start to this game against SMU than we did against Oklahoma as we try to take down the Mustangs to get to the college football playoff finals. Semifinals matchup, Mustangs here at Capital One Field as we are going to try to take them down in the Orange Bowl to reach the championship. It's not personal, SMU. Oh, it's not the Capital One. Oh, it's the Capital One Orange Bowl, not the Capital One Field. That's probably, I think it's a baseball stadium, actually. We're at Hard Rock Field here in Miami to take them down as we are trying to reach the semifinal or the finals, and we're not letting SMU stand in our way. It's not personal. You guys have had a great year. It's just not going to be good enough to be better than us. That's what we're trying to think mentally as we come out here on 4th and inches after not picking it up on 3rd and short to try to keep this first drive alive. Defensive tackle was fighting his way through, but they were able to hold him off just long enough for us to find it there. And we will have a red zone opportunity here from the 11. Got Escalante in the backfield here. Let's go let him continue to establish his will early in this ball game with another run, and this time to the goal line. We are up 7-0 early. All right, so a bunch of ball game passed in the sim there. SMU managed to get down the field and get a touchdown there. However, as the 2-minute timeout will interrupt us before our play call, we will have a 1st and goal on the 8. Escalante going to get the carry here, going to find the space, try to get into the end zone, can't quite force his way through the safety, and it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. Fun fact about SMU, they are a team that I've also done a rebuild on. However, I haven't done a rebuild on them. Oh, come on. Our guard gets pushed back into us right as we're about to go through the goal line, and we get knocked out or pushed back out of the end zone. 3rd and 1 here, going to keep trying to establish the will on the ground, and we will get in with Joey Escalante. But I did a rebuild back on college football revamped way back before we had the new games with SMU. Fun team to rebuild. That is not the play I called. We're going to have to switch to a new play because that's not the one I called. Try to call a run to set us up here, but why not go give Taylor Clinton a shot here early in this game? Double covered that time. I guess that's why. Teams have come out with a game plan for Taylor Clinton in these recent weeks, so haven't found the success there. SMU is stepping up here on defense on this drive of ours. So 3rd and 10 here. I mean, a 1st down is really what we need, so not necessarily trying to push the ball down the field. Oh, can't quite time it up with Glenn Thomas. So unfortunately, we are not going to be able to execute on this 2-minute drill, which is okay. I mean, I'm less fearful of walking away without points against an SMU. It seems like we've had an easier time keeping ourselves in this game. Still up 14-7 here as SMU is going to come out with a 3rd and 9 in our territory. Looking to pass, time running out, and it does run out. Ramon Menacall gets there just in time, and they will have to settle for 3. Ball back in their possession, however, 4th and inches in our territory. Bring in the heat here on 4th and inches in case they try to hand off. They will fake the handoff, and luckily the tight end or fullback stepped out, and we'll have to step in on 3rd and long. SMU getting the ball down the field, but not without some significant resistance from us as we're continuing to step in on moments on the same drive. And they are looking to pass here, looking deep even, and we're going to step in front of that with D'Angelo Daly. What an interception. Did I watch that pick correctly? Can I get a replay real quick? Okay, great. We will get a replay. So quarterback looks long as the time runs out. Oh, really? Really, right as I'm like commentating over it, like seriously. So he's looking, the time runs out, and then he throws it deep, but I could have sworn he went up and snagged this with one hand. No, he goes up and essentially it might as well have been one hand, because look at the way he's positioned here. That is a one-handed grab almost right there. What a play from D'Angelo Daly to get us the ball back. Unfortunately, our offense is struggling to turn any positive defense that we are getting into points as SMU's in our territory as the 3rd quarter will end. But it'll be a 3rd and 6 to start the 4th. Coming out here on 3rd down to play some man coverage, beat us man-to-man if you're going to throw the football. And that's exactly what they're going to try to do. They're going to let one go long, and the receiver is wide open. Don't have the speed to keep up with him down the field, apparently. And offense still not able to score. SMU in our territory. Don't know what's happening here, but we are struggling. And SMU is going to come out and pick up 8 on the first run of this opportunity. I don't know. I feel like we've got the ability to step up here and force them to come away with nothing. However, we are not playing press when I'm trying to get us to play press. Press would have kept that short completion from happening. It's 1st and goal. Receiver in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to him, and we will get in the backfield right away with Donnie Redfield. So it's going to be a 2nd and goal from far away from the goal line. Out in the shotgun, maybe trying to pick up a chunk to get back close to the goal line here as they will throw it short, and they'll pick up a bit, but it'll still be 3rd and goal from the 10. In the shotgun, once again, maybe they're content to just drain some clock here as they will fake the handoff, trying to look for a pass. Time runs out. Ramon Menacall in the backfield once again, and it's 4th and goal, field goal unit on the field. Would be a great time to get the block, not so much. So we will have just under, or exactly 3 minutes it looks like, to go down and try to get a score to win this football game. On 1st and 10, it's Jarek Boyman in the backfield, and we'll give him a handoff. And their linebacker is going to take him down for a loss. I don't know if that was their linebacker or their cornerback. Either way, it is a loss of 1 on 1st. On 2nd and 11 here, we're going to try to dial up a pass. And Taylor Clinton's open, can't catch the football. Struggling to time my catches up on these quick plays. I've said it before. It is very difficult to time up the quick plays. However, able to fire a rocket in as I saw Taylor Clinton break open instantly on that play. 2-minute timeout is here. What a play to get there. As you can see, we had to fit that one in a tight window to get it to work out, and it just barely gets there. 1st and 10 in SMU territory as the 2-minute timeout is passed. Stephen Braxton going to get a carry here, pick up 7. Happy to let the clock run down a little bit, right? Don't want SMU to have time to go down and get into field goal range if we can help it. Braxton going to get another carry and pick up the 1st. Now maybe we try to find some yardage through the air. I don't want to necessarily get the touchdown, but how am I not supposed to throw this to Taylor Clinton? He's so wide open. He's so wide open. How do I not take the touchdown in that situation? And now SMU can try to get into field goal range if we cannot make a stop on defense. When we have been in control of the defense, they have played at an excellent level, for the most part, as they will they'll lose a yard on that first try. 2nd and 11. Unfortunately, SMU still holding on to all of their timeouts as well. So they're going to really have plenty of opportunity here, but not if they keep taking these huge losses. So another big play from the defense, and it is going to be a 3rd and 19 for SMU. Obviously have to look to pass. Maybe they're just trying to get a chunk here to get it close. Come on. That was a stoppable play. Unfortunately, just didn't do it. 4th and 3. Can we step up and make the stop here? Playing man coverage. Beat us man-to-man. Or get sacked. What a play from the defense with the game on the line. And this one is over. It is a narrow 21-20 victory for the Roadrunners. Greg Fala, 20 of 31 today for 284 and a touchdown. Plenty of yardage, just not finding the end zone. Joey Escalante getting banged up in this game again. Hopefully he'll be good to go next week, but 82 or 62 yards and 2 touchdowns from him. Through the air, Glenn Thomas, another big game. 6 catches for 94 yards. Taylor Clinton, 5 for 95 and a touchdown, and that huge catch to start our game-winning touchdown drive. On defense, the defense was eating today, getting into SMU's backfield, producing multiple sacks by multiple people, quite a few turnovers, and no fumbles. Putting SMU to bed just barely. I felt like we should have had more success on the offensive side of the ball. The defense definitely held their part up in this game. Oh, good Lord, have mercy on our souls. We have a rematch against LSU in the College Football Championship. So how our first title was won, we will have to win our 3rd in the same way by taking down the Tigers in the championship game. There's only one thing to do, and that's take care of practice, and then it is game time as Joey Escalante tore his MCL. He's out for the year. Oh, it's going to be a lot harder to win this game without our best running back in the backfield, I can tell you that much. So let's get in here and let's see what happens. We are here in Atlanta. Actually, I don't know if this is Atlanta. It might be Atlanta. But we are here for the College Football Championship. LSU has already lost to us once this year. I'm sure they would like to not lose again. However, we are going to try to come out and be on our absolute best football here. 3rd and 3 in LSU territory. We are going to be without Joey Escalante for a large majority, or the entirety of this game. I don't know why I'm saying the majority. I'm thinking about the season more than this game, but we are going to be missing him in this game. So Stephen Braxton, Jarek Boyman, both going to have to step it up big time with him out. Looking for the pass on 1st down. Taylor Clinton will get us a first, and we should have an opportunity in the LSU red zone. Something I might look to do here is shorten this game, honestly. One of the things that I think is a big thing that we don't do in games like this is try to control the clock. If we can keep the ball out of LSU's hands, that means that they have less time to be able to score. It's just good football. So we're going to keep trying to control the clock as well as getting a score here. Glenn Thomas wide open, and we will pick up a 1st and goal here on the 6. And as you can see, we have drained plenty of time off the clock just in doing a couple of plays with drain the clock on. And I think that's going to be the priority for us as we push through to get the first score of this national championship game. LSU out here on 3rd and 10. We're going to try to play the sticks, keep them short, as they will drop back to pass. Quarterback looking over the middle, going to look to the tight end out on the edge, and we will stop that well short of the sticks. They will kick the ball away, and we will have another offensive opportunity here. So unfortunately, it is a 3rd and 4, so we're kind of in that awkward in-between space where I can't fully rely on the run game to do it for us. However, a short drag to Taylor Clinton should do it for us as we get into the red zone, and now we'll have the opportunity to once again control the tempo of the game, drain the clock some, and hopefully take a bigger lead in this football game. Boyman's going to pick up 9 on that first carry. Big gain. And we're going to continue to drain the clock and do the exact same thing here on 2nd. Another Boyman Harry. My coochie's Harry? Anyway, touchdown, Roadrunner. LSU now going for it on their next opportunity. It's a 4th and 4. Let's come out and play some press zone or press man. Force them to beat us. Why is my safety playing that far off the ball? They're going to look to him, and he's going to knock it out. Teddy Duke was way off the ball to start there. However, able to get on the receiver just in time for the throw, as we will force a turnover on downs. 2-minute timeout interrupting the start of this next moment here, but it is 3rd and inches from the LSU 25. Going to try to just force our way forward for a yard, and we will indeed pick it up now in the LSU red zone. Let's turn chew clock off for this. Obviously, we don't want a chew clock in a situation like this. 3rd and 5. In the pistol, need to pick up a quick first. Going to find Taylor Clinton before he gets too far into that route and runs into coverage I can't see. And we will have a 1st and goal. 1st and goal from the 7. In the backfield is Jarek Boyman. We know that he is great at finding his way through this traffic, and he will do so once more for a gain of 4. 2nd and goal, LSU's graciously calling us timeouts in between each play to catch our breath, so happy to take that, as we will lose a yard there. 3rd and goal. Now I want the touchdown. I think one of these quick hitches should open up, and it's going to be Taylor Clinton perhaps. Oh my God, he got slaughtered but held on, and now we're on the 1. I mean, do we not at least come out here lined up to go for it to see what they've got? They don't look like they're ready to play the run, so I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it at it, and we're going to run in. And we're up by 3 touchdowns here before halftime in the national championship game. And once again, we are having plenty of success here to begin this game. It's 3rd and 6 on our next offensive opportunity. LSU still hasn't found a score. Stephen Braxton only able to pick up 4 before getting dragged down there, but still a pretty good performance to start this game. So 4th and 2 here, we're going to come out and kick the field goal. I think with the lead that we've got, right, let's just add points to it, whether or not it's a field goal or a touchdown, just to keep LSU from having an easy opportunity to get in it. It looked like LSU almost had the opportunity to score one there, but came up short, as we are up 31-0 here late in this game. I can't believe this. Are we going to finish this series with a shutout win, as we are getting a sack with Jimmy Theus? No, LSU does manage to get a touchdown there. It looks like they managed to get another touchdown, and they're going for the onside kick here, and we will dive on it. And right after the onside kick, we got a huge run from one of our running backs, so we find ourselves in the LSU red zone here. On like the 2-yard line, we're going to hand off to Jarek Boyman, who falls forward but not quite into the end zone. 2nd and goal here. Out in the shotgun again. Let's just give Stephen Braxton a chance to get across the goal line, and that's exactly what he's going to do. It's 38-13. LSU fighting as hard as they can to get back into this game, but we all know, I think, at this point that it is too little too late, as they are here in the pistol on 4th and 10. Looking to pass, trying to get another set of downs, but that's going to be Devon Ruggs sealing this game and sealing the series, I believe. And with that sealing interception, we are national title winners again. And how fitting for the end of this UTSA Roadrunners dynasty for us to finally go undefeated in our very last season. Today, through the air, Greg Fala, almost perfection. 20 of 21 for 278 and a touchdown. On the ground, Jarek Boyman and Stephen Braxton step up today, both in their own ways, both getting 2 touchdowns. And then through the air, Taylor Clinton, 7 catches for 127 yards and a touchdown as well. Defensively, Jimmy Theus has 2 tackles for loss today and a few tackles for loss from the rest of the squad here. And we have a couple of sacks from Brian Hooks and Jimmy Theus, an interception from Devon Ruggs, and a fumble from George Buffelli to seal the 3rd title in UTSA history and the conclusion of our Dynasty series here at UTSA. The next time you see a video posted from me about college football, it will be about a different football team, and I'm really tempted to go back to the formula of 1 season per episode. It just seems like those episodes end up performing better over time, and I think that's what we're going to end up doing. However, If I do things that way, the episodes are going to come out a little bit slower because they take me more time to record and more time to edit, obviously. So instead of having 3 episodes a week, we might get 1 or 2 episodes a week, obviously hoping to stream the off-season in between. We have won the college football championship. Our adventure here in San Antonio has come to its conclusion. We will obviously still here off-screen update these stat books and see who finishes as the best players in team performances, as I guess we didn't get the bonus from our 80 expectations. Whatever, we're still chilling on Dynasty points, I think. I'm hoping that by changing the format of the episodes, it helps the series conclude faster so we can get to some more teams here and the videos do better. Danny2K, I watched a video of his the other day that pointed out something to me that I think is pretty true, which is episodic content on YouTube has just died in the past few years. You see a lot of YouTubers, especially in the sports gaming space now, they just try to do everything in one episode because that's typically what people are searching for. Episodic content is just not what it used to be, but I still am committed to maybe doing a series of some kind. I definitely want to continue doing my Madden Cardinals franchise, and hopefully with us changing the way we do episodes in college football, that'll allow me to do so. That's just a little bit of me thinking out loud here at the end of this series. Thank you all for all your support, all your views on these videos, whichever ones that you have seen, or even if you haven't watched them all the way to the end. If you are watching this one all the way to the end, though, please hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what team you think we should be moving on to here next. And hopefully I will see you guys with a new team here very, very soon. Take care.